What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, November 23rd, 2024, and I'm here in north central Pennsylvania going bear hunting. It's the opening day of bear season, and as usual, got some snow over here in the hunting area, Pennsylvania Wilds region. This is the north central part of the state. So, really excited to maybe find a set of bear tracks at least. That would be awesome. But I have a good spot. I did see this massive bear in August. It probably was like 600 pounds. I went to go check a camera, and this bear walked across right where I have a camera set up. So maybe I'll see that bear again in that same spot. It's a good area. There's a lot of mature oaks. There's also a very thick swamp nearby, which bears love for cover and seclusion and water and everything, and shelter from the elements. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see if I don't get a bear this year. It's a 600-pound Pennsylvania monster. Now, in the archery season this year, they've already harvested several 700-pound bears, which is insane. I think there was one in Potter County, I think one in Bradford County, but several 600-pounders and 700-pounders already. So it's looking like this year the harvest is up. Last year the harvest was down, and a lot of that had to do with the outbreak of some pests that destroyed a lot of the oak trees, which are a very important food source for the bears here in this part of the world. They eat the acorns. So these moths destroyed a bunch of oak trees like a couple of years ago, and that affected the population. Also, there was a little bit of an over harvest 2 years ago because the Pennsylvania Game Commission wanted to cut back the population a little bit because the bears were starting to spread into suburban areas too much near Philly and different suburban areas around Pittsburgh. So they extended a lot of the hunting seasons, and turned out to be a bad decision. They ended up over harvesting, and so then 2023 wasn't as good. The harvest was down, but I think this year is going to be a good one for a lot of people, hopefully for me too. Got some hunters over here. Kind of got a late start this morning. I'm not really a morning person, so I don't think it really matters that much for bear though. Bear, they just wander anywhere, any time, day or night, especially this time of year. So with this cooler weather and the snow, it's going to probably force them to kick their feeding into overdrive for hibernation. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy the footage. Pennsylvania 2024 bear season for rifles, firearms. Got another hunter over here. Good bit of snow on the ground here. Temperatures are in the 30s. It's actually not as cold as it could be. It's actually above average, believe it or not. This is kind of above average. So it's kind of a lucky thing I got the snow, but I don't have the extreme cold. That's not fun. Lots of snow though. Check this out, guys. We got a bunch of Jeepers here off-roading. Wow, a whole bunch of them here. Now this road used to be really muddy, and they fixed it up. Look at this. It's a whole off-roading group here. Hopefully they don't flush out all the deer, or all the bear, I mean. A lot of these people are from New York. A lot of New York plates here, mostly New Yorkers. Look, New York, New York. Wow, all New Yorkers. It's funny, I'm the New Yorker complaining about New Yorkers. Look, they're all from New York. Wow, it's like 100 of them. It's insane. They're all from New York. New York plates. Wow, there's more of them coming too. Ontario. I guess in New York they don't have places to off-road. There's Ontario now. Ontario. New York again. I think that's the last of them, just a few more here. Oh wow, look at this thing. Check this out. Wow, that's cool. Look at this. Wow, that's freaking cool. A lot of snow here. The road is not bad though. This used to be a big muddy mess here, and they fixed the road. Used to be a big muddy mess here, lots of big mud holes. This was actually a real fun spot to go in these types of conditions. That's probably why they all came here. Yeah, coming from New York, I can tell you guys there's not a lot of good off-roading spots in New York unless you have private land, because New York doesn't have a lot of national forest. There's actually no national forest in New York. It's only just New York state land, and New York has really strict rules about off-roading on state land, and they don't really have a lot of like good forest roads for off-roading. So a lot of people from New York come over here because Pennsylvania has a lot of forest roads, and they also have publicly maintained ATV and snowmobile trails. So a lot of people from New York come here for off-roading and four-wheeling. Hoping they didn't flush out all the bears. Got our first group of hunters here. In Pennsylvania they do drives. So you get a big group of guys and they walk through the woods, preferably thick woods, and they try to flush out the bear. We got some guys down there. You can see orange down there. So, not sure if I'm gonna go here or go somewhere else. It's a lot of people, which can actually be a good thing, but sometimes it can be a bad thing too if there's too many people. There's a couple of guys over here in my spot. This is where I was gonna hunt. I think that's okay for bear because it keeps the bears moving. Some people parked here. Look at the mud here. Some really deep mud. Look at that. I was gonna park my truck here. The mud was so friggin' deep. Really mucky stuff over here. I'm gonna head down there. It's an oil pipeline. I'm gonna head down there and overwatch the area. So the rifle I'm going to be hunting with is actually my 338 Lapua. It's my first time hunting with it. It's a custom build by my local gunsmith, Silencer Co. Hybrid 46. Got iron sights on this bad boy. I got a custom barrel from K&P Barrels in South Dakota. But why am I bringing a 338 Lapua for bear hunting in Pennsylvania? Well, you got a lot of open woods here, as you can see. So the shot distances are pretty long. And then I got this huge pipeline here. I can probably see a mile in certain areas. Not that I would ever shoot out to a mile at a bear or any game animal, but I feel pretty comfortable to 1,000 yards if there's no wind. It's pretty gusty today, so I'll probably limit my shots to like 500 yards. And 500 yards I can hit all day long, tight groups, even in the wind. So that's why I'm bringing a 338, and at 500 yards this cartridge will still have, I think, like 4,000 foot-pounds of energy. So it's still going to have a massive amount of energy. I like to go bigger when I go bear hunting because I've heard a lot of nightmare stories of people going small and taking forever to find their bear and get it out of the woods. And you know, the terrain here is pretty steep, so who knows where that bear would run off to, down a steep cliff somewhere and into a valley, a ravine. So rather drop him quick so he doesn't run too far. Nice big wound channel, humane kill. That's what we strive for. So I'm gonna head in there. I was a little bit annoyed at all those New York Jeepers. Kind of probably flushed out a lot of the wildlife here going up and down this road. There were like, man, 100 Jeeps or something like that. So, but the good news is that group of hunters over there left, so there's just these two guys. I don't think there's a lot of them here. But that's how people hunt here in Pennsylvania. Really, the best way to hunt in Pennsylvania is to have a big group of people, sometimes 20 guys. Legally, you can have up to 25 people in your crew. And basically what you do is you walk through the woods, or preferably really thick, nasty stuff like mountain laurels and swamps, and you try to basically flush the bears out by doing that and get the bears to run and move. And then you have designated shooters, and the designated shooters rotate. Look at those giant ruts over there in the mud. Some deep mud over there. But let's go see what happens, guys. Maybe I'll get lucky. It'd be nice just to see some prints in the snow. But this is exactly where I saw that 600-pounder just not too long ago in late August. Everything was green back then. But, yep, there was a 600-pounder right down there. I'll show you guys exactly where. I got it like halfway on video. He was a monster. I mean, his paws were like as thick as my leg. I have big legs, you know, former power lifter, so this bear was probably massive. But let's go see what happens, guys. Hopefully I can get lucky. All right, guys, so I'm heading to my spot. Basically, my tactic is going to be to just sit in this long straightaway along this pipeline and try to get a shot at a bear crossing over. A lot of mature oaks over here. See all those trees? Those are all really old oaks. So bear come here for the acorns. And just for protection, I got my Glock 20 with some 200 grain, or actually 220 grain hard casts, and got the extendo just because you never know what can happen with these animals. You know, you're not hunting deer, even though they're black bear. You just never know. So, and the ammo I'm using for my 338 is 280 grain LRX hand loads, right around 3,050 feet per second, so just under 6,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Very hot hand loads, and I get like half MOA accuracy with them, taking it out to 1,000 yards dozens of times, so I'm very comfortable with this rifle. So I'm just gonna find a good spot. Maybe some of these other hunters will push the bear to me. That's what I'm hoping for, especially as the day winds down. It's really beautiful. It was just a couple degrees colder, this would all be frozen. It's in the 30s now, so it's just above freezing. The ground feels pretty frozen actually from the past few weeks, so the ground is pretty frozen, except in that one area where my truck got into that mud. Let's see what happens, guys. Check that out, guys. It's an elk track right there. It's a little bit hard to see, but that's an elk. I have heard elk here before. I've seen them. I have a camera set up over here, so there are a lot of elk here, a lot of deer also in this spot. A lot of snow on the ground. There's never been a bear or deer season here in Pennsylvania that I've hunted and there wasn't snow. It's always snow. It's beautiful, isn't it? Get these open woods here. There's a bunch of elk tracks here. Check it out. Some of them are deer, but these look like elk. It's right down there. That's where I saw that bear. All the way down there. He walked across the pipeline down there. That was in August. So he's definitely around here somewhere. It's a prime habitat. Look at all these mature oaks everywhere. Alright guys, so this is where I saw that humongous bear somewhere over here. He came from those woods and crossed this pipeline here. So I think I'm gonna sit somewhere along the trees here so I can watch this whole area. I might walk down just a little bit further over that little hump, and over that little hump you can see like 1,000 yards. So I think I'm gonna go down there. I don't see any bear sign. There's been a lot of hunters here. You can see all their tracks. A bunch of people. So these are all mature oaks here. It's a perfect spot for a bear. And there's also actually blueberries over here. All these are blueberries under the snow. So it's a real treat to be able to hunt in the snow. I think I'm gonna go down there and explore a little bit and set up somewhere over there. This would be a great mud bogging area. Look at this, real squishy ground. It's partially frozen, but the top thawed out. It's a good mud bogging area. Oh wow, look at the track in there. It looks like a coyote track. some deer tracks in here. Look. This is a working pipeline, so they go up and down here to inspect the pipes. You can see the machinery tracks here. I think they were ripping up one of the pipes actually. Got some elk tracks here. But this is a general area where the bear was, so I'm not going to stray too far from here. I want to go up over this little hump over here. It's a real nice view from there. See that view? Go pretty far down. It's like 800 yards. So I can just sit here and watch this whole pipeline. See if a bear crosses. That's going to be my plan. But first I want to actually do a little exploration. There's a little swamp over here I want to check out. See if there's any tracks at that swamp. Look at all these mature oaks. This is prime habitat for really anything. See how far you can sight down here. That's why I brought the 338. So I could take shots all the way down there. That's about 800 yards all the way down. And then to the top of that hill there is about 500, maybe 550. So all right, guys, check it out. Found some bear tracks. Look at that. It's a big bear too. He must have came in the morning because the tracks are partially melted, but look at the size compared to my feet. Huge. Look at that. Absolutely insane. Look at this. He just quickly crossed over, went into the woods here. Wow. Look at those bear tracks, guys. That's so cool. And there they go. So that's a good sign. Bears are here. Hopefully no one shot this bear. That might be the same bear that I saw, but man, those are some big tracks. Some big tracks here. Wow. Let's just follow these tracks and see where they go, just for curiosity. can see his pads there. Check that out. Looks like he was actually going the opposite direction. Look, see? He was actually going in that direction. Came from there and he crossed through here. Just want to show you this track in comparison to a 338 Lapua. This particular cartridge is 3.7 inches long. It's almost 4 inches long. And you can see it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So his track is probably about 6 inches wide. So that's a big bear. You can see his claw marks there. Right here. His claw marks. That's a big bear. So he was actually going in this direction. So there's the other pipeline we were just at. And here's another one. Check it out. So this is a good sign. Means the bears are here. At least this one is. Came through here. There's one imprint there. Tracks go there. Be nice to get some prints in some deeper snow so you could see exactly how big this guy is. Look, he came through here. Went right under these pines. And then he went through there. Maybe elk. That's probably an elk. Nice elk rub here. Check it out. The bear came through here. He might have just been bedding down here, I think. So the bear was up there at the top of that little hill. We got this little swamp over here. Want to investigate that. I think the bears are using that as a shelter spot. This pipeline continues, both of them. I'm going to just walk a little further, just do a little quick scouting, go down there and then turn around and come back and set up for the evening. Check this out, guys. Got a well-used game trail here, right here. Check it out. A little bit hard to see, but right here. It's definitely a good area. There's a lot of acorns everywhere. A lot of oaks. That swamp is down there. I don't think I'm gonna go too far in. I'm gonna keep walking along the pipeline. So I think I'm gonna walk up to where that hill starts. There's a little creek down there. I'm gonna see if there's any bear tracks down there, any sign. So far, no other bear tracks here. We're pretty far down from where we saw the other bear tracks. Lots of deer sign though. Deer and elk. You can see these tracks here. These look like elk, these bigger ones here. These look like deer. So it's a good spot, that's for sure. Got some coyote poop. Look at that, you can see all the hair, the fur. It's old coyote poop. Just heading down here. There's the creek down there. You got that swamp down there. Or bog, whatever. Maybe we'll see some more tracks. This will be a great off-roading spot. It's just that you wouldn't want to go alone here. You could get stuck. So we're heading down to that creek. So far, no bear tracks here, just up there. More deer tracks. Wow, it's real thick here. That's the type of area that bears like. Look, all these hemlocks. Wow, look at that water. Look at these beautiful spruces and hemlocks. So beautiful. Got some tracks over here. Not sure what that is. Could be an elk. Wow, look at this water. Yeah, we got elk tracks here. You can see because they're like roundish, pretty large. Wow. Makes me thirsty. Look at that. Crystal clear water. Could probably even catch a trout in here. See if I can get across. Look at this, guys. This makes me so thirsty. Look at this, guys. This could be a buck or an elk. It's hard to tell. Completely destroyed this whole sapling here. I saw this thick hemlock everywhere. Tons of blueberries everywhere. These are all blueberries. Check this out, guys. Massive elk rub. Look at this. Wow. Look at that, guys. That's an elk rub. Wow. I think I just heard some cow elk. I might have spooked them. Check this out, guys. Looks like a big coyote came through. Got some fresh poop there. Big coyote, or who knows, maybe even a wolf. Got this gigantic elk track. Check it out. Almost at the top of that little hill. Got a long walk back. Looks like that elk was just walking and shitting. See all the droppings here. Made it to the top of that last hill. The pipeline just keeps going. So I don't think I'm gonna keep going anymore. I think I'm gonna go back now. Gotta go all the way down there. Man, got a long walk back to the bear trail. I've never hunted with such a long rifle. This 338 Lapua's got a 26-inch barrel plus a 7-inch suppressor. So that's like the equivalent of having a 33-inch barrel. It is on the heavy side, but it's not terrible. Hoping that bear comes back. All right, guys, got a long walk back to where the bear sign was. So gotta go all the way down there, probably about 2 miles or so. It's pretty far, but I'm glad I walked up here. I've never been in this spot, so I wanted to see if there was any bear sign or deer sign or anything. It actually seems pretty barren over here. There's not a lot of deer sign, not a lot of elk sign up here. So it's actually that spot where the bear tracks were. It's the best spot, it seems like. So let's see what happens, guys. Hopefully I get lucky. Look at these beautiful firs, beautiful trees. Firs and spruces are my favorite trees. Evergreen family. So beautiful. Check this out. So an elk came through here a while ago and just destroyed this whole white pine. Look at that. Just destroyed it. A bull elk. Look at that. That's insane. Looks like a brush hog came through here and hit it. That was an elk. Big bull. So we came across this giant pipeline terminal here. Check that out. This is for gas, natural gas. The other pipeline is for oil. This one is for gas. Look at how massive that thing is. The elk really love it here because look at how green the grass is. Elk love this type of stuff. It stays green even in the winter. Check this out. What a monstrosity. Even got barbed wire here. Wow. It's a massive pipeline. Back at this little creek. All right, guys, just sitting here watching and waiting. See if the bear shows up. Just saw a doe. Got about an hour of light left. It's definitely a good area here. Let's see what happens.